What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. If you look at the Arnold Classic lineup this year, there are potentially 5 guys who can win this show. But in my opinion, and I think most of you guys would agree, if you are to put your money on one individual, that would be none other than the mutant, Nick Walker. Jay Cutler is a legend. Someone who battled and dethroned the greatest of all time, Ronnie Coleman. And he knows the mindset required to build such a legacy. And he is just so confident when he talks about the mutant.
He wins this contest. He wins this show. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind he doesn't win this contest.
On the Cutler cast, Jay, Milos and Regan, they broke down the entire Arnold Classic lineup, and Jay made such a pressing statement when Nick Walker came into the discussion, and why there is a reason to put your money on him. He will be better than the Olympia, and he will be the most conditioned guy, along with Sean Calrida here at the Arnold. But he is a lot bigger. So Nick Walker is the safest bet here. What do you guys think?
I just don't think there's anyone more dedicated than Nick Walker. And I think, in the end, he'll be a 2-time champ.
Okay. When you say more dedicated, in which sense?
Just his mindset to bodybuilding.
One thing I like about Jay is the hope he is giving to Big Ramy fans. Just because he has been in the same spot after losing the title to Dexter Jackson in 2008. People and the bodybuilding community and all the magazines treated him like he was nothing and that he was done as a competitive bodybuilder. Well, Jay came back and destroyed the 2009 lineup with arguably one of the most dominating performances in the Open Olympia history. So can we expect the same from Big Ramy?
Not done by no means.
He's not done. He's not done. I have faith that he can come back. Now, can he do a reclaim of the title? I'm not necessarily sure, but I agree with you. This is a great decision for redemption.
Well, his trainer Dennis James still believe it was more of a peaking issue rather than the atrophy in the triceps and the lats. And people closer to Big Ramy believe that he will look similar to the 2020 version. Now, in my opinion, the 2020 version of Big Ramy wins this show hands down. That is, if that happens. As big and as freaky Nick Walker or Samson or Andrew are, Big Ramy is still bigger and still more freakier. And there is another thing to be considered here. We are all making these assumptions and comparisons with a version of Big Ramy that was far from his best. Milos, Jay, and many experts all agree that because of that, and because of the huge miscalculation of the timings during the prejudging, because the prejudging started like 3 hours late, the guy who suffered the most there was the reigning champion, Big Ramy.
Yeah. A big body like that suffered the most. Yeah. Okay, and we all know, speaking with Chris Aceto and Chad and people that have worked with Ramy, he's just got a body that goes all over the place. And I was the same way.
That being said, Ramy is really in a do and die situation. And I hope he comes back and put all the people in their place. Let's talk about Andrew Jacked, because new pictures were released, but we already know he is gonna look phenomenal from the front. The front double biceps and front lat spread is unbeatable by anyone in this lineup, or any lineup for that matter. It's the side and particularly the back shots where he is vulnerable. For the people who are expecting that Chris Aceto and Psycho Fitness will get Andrew so insanely peeled that he will have those guitar-like hamstrings, well, that's not happening. And this is coming from Milos, and he does have a point.
hard and dry enough. He would never have a striated glutes and those ropes on the hamstrings, right? You kind of, like Flex Wheeler, never got it. You know, he had it kind of in 93 and then he was just not there.
As great as Flex Wheeler was, he never had striated hams and glutes. We know Chris Aceto is a conditioning guy. I mean, all those years when Sean Roden was battling with Phil Heath, the year he finally dethroned him, Sean was at his lightest and the most conditioned version ever. But it happened after Roden worked with Aceto for 5+ years. 6 to 8 weeks is not enough time for Chris to figure out what the best possible combo for Andrew Jagged will be.
Who wins this show standing from the front?
Oh, all day.
He's gonna.
Yeah,
I mean, I hate to say it. Even Samson, like, he's just got too much. He just stands there when he comes and he stands.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Yeah.
So hit the thumbs up button if you like the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.